What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another
Hey,
edition of Shy City Boys, Wednesday, April 12th. If I am correct, this is episode number 32. And we got a lot to unpack, but of course, my main man, my right-hand man, he's my left-handed man on the screen as the moment. Carl T. Wise is a third. He's wearing his green. He's feeling lucky. How's
yeah.
it going, Carl?
Oh, it's going wonderful. The weather's great outside. I have a day off.
It is
Just
wonderful.
ready to talk about some Chicago sports. How about you?
Sunny, as you can
Ooh,
see through the
nice
balcony
view.
view. Yeah,
How's your day going?
we got a lot to unpack. I mean, baseball's heating up. The NFL draft is getting closer and closer.
Yeah.
But our first segment is going to be the NBA playing games.
Oh,
The Chicago
fantastic.
Bulls season is on the line tonight on Wednesday. They'll travel to Toronto, 6 o'clock on ESPN. A big game. I think this is a game that can definitely dictate what the Bulls will do in their future because what
Absolutely.
is even harder is let's say they do win, they have to go to Miami on Friday and win
hmm
that game. And if they win that game,
Then they will be the eighth
Bucks.
seed. Yeah.
So you look at this, we've obviously talked about the Bulls' struggles throughout the years. They
Mhm.
sneak in the playing game, 6 point underdogs tonight, Carl.
Whew.
What are you looking for? Because I mean,
Uh,
you know the Bulls can beat the Raptors, but we
the
also know the Bulls can be a team that loses by 20 to the Raptors.
it's all gonna matter on how they come out. Like if they come out strong, Levine hitting a couple shots, DeMar running to the basket, Vooch putting up a fight down low. If those three can come out swinging, I think we have a chance. I think we can even cover that 6 points.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this game is total. I mean, the 6 points, I was kind of not shocked, but I mean, I guess yeah,
A
shocked.
little more than I thought it would be.
I believe these two teams are very evenly matched. They played
They
close
are.
games throughout the year. I know the last time these two teams played in Toronto, the Raptors did win. That was one of Patrick Beverley's first games with the Bulls. But
Yeah.
I really liked what he said the other day. He said that, Levine, DeMar, and Vooch, they get paid to play in games like this, and they
Yeah.
do. These are the games you got to win. And you just hope the Bulls have that killer instinct because they've shown they can, but they also shown they can lose by 30 by to any team. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's frustrating because we know that, I read this article that the Bulls, this was the healthiest they've been in years. They had two players play all 82 games. That was Nikola Vukovic
And Patrick
and
or
Patrick Williams.
Patrick Williams,
And
that
then,
is,
if I'm correct, Levine and DeMar both played over 70 games,
which is pretty good for them.
which is pretty good in the NBA as a whole. That
Yeah.
you have four, I mean, I guess P will not in the lineup anymore, but like four of your key contributors playing over 70 games. But obviously, you can see it didn't translate because they were under 500. They were worse than last year. And I think it just speaks to maybe there's, just a bigger problem in that locker room because I mean, I was shocked. I was not aware that Vukovic never missed, that P will never miss, especially after the long time he was out last year.
Yeah.
And you would just be shocked because with the Bulls record, you would probably say, oh, the Bulls, their guys have probably been out for half of the year. But no, they were here for the whole time, the whole year. And
Yeah.
well, they put themselves in this hole. I mean, there's no excuses. They did this to themselves.
hmm
I guess the big question is, Carl, well, do they win tonight against the Toronto Raptors?
Well, like you said, let's talk about tonight. And if something goes bad or something like that, we can talk about it next week. But let's focus on the game tonight. I feel like that the Bulls are gonna lose. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna
Mhm.
be honest. I feel like they're gonna lose. I feel like that something's gonna go wrong,
Yeah.
and Toronto's gonna play bully ball on us, and they're gonna win. And I honestly, it doesn't even matter because whoever wins this game has to go to Miami. Whoever wins that game got to travel to Milwaukee to face Giannis, who team isn't that healthy. Middleton's probably going to set out the whole first round.
Mhm.
So it's really about who wants to go get smashed by Giannis. So
Yeah.
if I was the Bulls, if I was the Bulls, I'd fight. Yes, I'd want to win. I'd want to win. But if it doesn't work out, it wouldn't be the worst thing because we still need to get, a top 4 pick to keep our draft pick.
Mhm.
And I know we'd be like 10th odds or something like that if we don't make it, but there's still a chance we would still have a lottery ball in there to get to the top 4. And honestly, I don't even care who we take at 4. As long as we get that draft pick, it'll be all good.
Yeah, it should be interesting. Bulls and Raptors both played 3 times this year.
Mhm.
No team went on the road, so the Raptors won two of the games at home,
Oh,
under in single digits. So I mean, the game was respectably close, and then the Bulls won by I think 15 in Chicago. So I mean, we've seen that they can win, they can lose against this team. I think the Bulls will win tonight. This is a Bulls team that isn't a switch that's on and off. I think that they'll come in, obviously with a chip on their shoulder. I believe they will win, but they won't win against the Heat if they have to play when they play them on Friday. If they were to win, this is not a consistent Bulls team. So you're asking them to go on the road
yeah.
against 2 physical teams. I don't care what their records are. The Raptors and Heat are some of the most physical teams in the
Yeah.
East. I mean, they will they'll put their elbows to your chest, they'll knock the wind out of you. And from Miami, they're not happy after losing to the Atlanta at home.
Yeah.
That's
After coming short of a massive comeback. They
yeah,
were down what, 14 in that game, and then they came
yeah.
back, they still lost.
I mean, that's an embarrassing loss for the
Yeah.
Bulls to go to 2 hard home environment or road environments, 2 physical teams, 2 teams that you could say the Bulls do match well with them, but they just have that grit and they have that killer instinct. The Bulls, they sometimes have that killer instinct, I feel like, and that's the
Yeah.
problem
What
because
I forgot to say earlier was sorry to cut you off, but uh like we've said all season long, the Bulls play down to their opponents.
I do.
And if that's going to be the case, they're just going to get bullied because they're not that bully ball team.
Yeah, and
So it just comes down, like you said, the bully ball.
it sucks, to be honest with you, because the Bulls have 2 guys who do have a killer instinct. LaVine and DeMar have that killer instinct, and for some reason, it just doesn't show up at times. But Patrick Beverly, I mean, he's helped the team. Like I said, I don't think he's like some guy that's going to make us some elite team, but
He's an energy guy.
he has helped the team. He has been in this environment. DeMar's been in this environment. I mean, all these guys, I guess I should just say, have been in this environment after last year. So have the Raptors and the Heat if they win. So it's I think it'll be neck and neck. But I do believe the Bulls will win very close tonight, and I think they get blown out in Miami if they were to win. I think that they are just too inconsistent, and it wouldn't carry over. I haven't seen any major consistency with the Bulls. They show us promise, and then they show us why we shouldn't believe in them. So, with that being said, we'll find out that. Obviously, you think Toronto was going to win. So, who would you take, Toronto or Miami in that?
I feel like that Miami core is just getting too used to being that core, if that makes sense. Like they've been together for a while now.
Yeah.
And they made the finals in the bubble, yes, but they haven't really done anything since. And I think we haven't really seen this Toronto team in the playoffs with Scotty Barnes, with Fred Van Fleet at the helm instead of Kyle Lowry. I'm going to take Toronto over Miami.
Okay.
And it's not definite. I don't know. I wouldn't give any points, but I think Toronto would win that. But Jack, before we move on to any other sports, let's talk about the whole NBA playoffs.
Well, hold on. We still have a plan. We're not done with the plan yet.
I thought we were gonna do the east
Well,
side.
let's talk about the plan for the West side first.
Okay, that's fair.
Because
Okay.
the Lakers win. They now play the Grizzlies. So tonight's matchup between the Thunder and Pelicans, the winner will play the Timberwolves in a play-in game, and that team will play. I I believe, the Nuggets.
The Nuggets are the number one seed. Yes.
So, question is, Carl, are you a Thunder believer or a Pelican believer tonight?
Oh wow, this is a tough game because you got the sparky young guns
Yeah.
in OKC,
And
and you
important
got
to notice is Zion is probably not going to play in the playoffs. So he's
Zion said yesterday. I think he said, "I'll come back when I feel like Zion again." The fuck does that mean? What? What? You? Z- Never mind that. But I think I'm gonna take a shocking pick, and I'm gonna take OKC.
okay.
I'm gonna take OKC. I want to see what they can do. I want to see what they can do.
Good friend of mine here at the Paul texted me, why are the Thunder trying to win right now? And that's a good point because, I mean, they have all these draft picks and they're not world champions yet.
No.
And they have a good young core and they're still building that young core.
They don't even have their rookie from this year in
Oh,
Chet Holmgren.
Chet Holmgren looks like he did put on some weight though. I'm taking the Pelicans. I think there might be a little bit of what you want to call a tank job tonight. I think that it'll be close, but the Thunder really aren't trying to win this game. And
I mean, it would be good experience for them to make it.
no, absolutely. But the Pelicans, I mean, obviously no Zion, but you still have McCollum, Ingram, Jonas Valanciunas. It's hard to top that if you're playing them. So I'll take the Pelicans. You have the Thunder. So you then who would you pick between the Thunder and T Wolves? Probably no Rudy Gobert again. So
they would have Rudy Gobert for that game, yeah.
they would play him though. After all that drama going on.
Yeah, I know. I would probably take OKC just because of that drama situation with everything going on.
Yeah.
I feel like Gobert holds a lot of animosity just for everything going on right now.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say he's going to sabotage, but I don't think his head's going to be in the game. So I'm going to take. I want to see OKC in the playoffs. I want to see him as the 8th seed. You know, maybe steal a game from Denver at home, but I feel like this experience for OKC to make the playoffs with this sparky team, I feel like that'd be great for them.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Pels?
I'll take the Pelicans over the T Wolves. I think the Pelicans, I always said they're a sneaky team. They have good defensive players in Herbert Jones, a guy who really can defend. And you have scorers like McCollum and Ingram. And I think, the T Wolves situation is hard. Anthony Edwards really hasn't been playing like himself. I believe he shot like 0-9 from 3 yesterday against the Lakers. Mike Conley's playing really good, like good for them. But I really feel for the T Wolves because that whole Rudy Gobert trade is looking like probably the worst trade in sports history.
That it's looking like that, but it's only 1 year in.
It is, but what they gave up was a lot. But I will take the Pelicans to play the Nuggets. You have the Thunder playing the Nuggets, and now Carl, you take it away with the first round.
Okay, let's talk about the first round matchups for the Eastern Conference. We'll start off with games that are set already. So let's talk about the Hawks and the Celtics, 2 versus 7. Boston having the home advantage. Jack, who you taking first round?
Well, if I'm correct, is Jaylen Brown playing in this series?
He should be.
What was the accident? Gardening? Was that the accident?
No, he was picking up a broken vase off the ground, and he got 5 stitches in the hand. But the reports were saying that he would be ready to go.
Okay, well, I'll take them. I'll take them in 5. I think that the Hawks are a decent team. Like Trae Young can take over a game. DeJounte Murray is a good side piece.
Yeah.
Clint Cabella, John Collins, Bojan Bogdanovic or whatever his name is. They got Sadiq Bey. They're not bad, but obviously not as good as the Celtics. So I can see them taking a game, but that's really about it.
If Jaylen Brown's healthy, I think it's going to be a sweep.
Yeah.
I agree with all your points on Atlanta being sneaky, but I just think they're just going to get overpowered by the Celtics. No, I don't see them taking a game. Let's move on. the third seed versus the sixth seed, Philadelphia 76ers against the Brooklyn Nets. Personally, I think Brooklyn's going to steal a game, maybe two, take it to six. We know Joel doesn't have that killer instinct in the playoffs. So I feel like they're gonna win the series. I think they're gonna move on to face Boston in the second round, but I think Embiid's gonna take a night or two off, and they're gonna lose two games, but I think it's gonna end 4-2.
I'm gonna take a 76ers sweep. You
Oh,
know, Joel Embiid, the MVP. Who's gonna guard him? I mean,
Claxton.
yeah, but he's skinny and
Yeah.
lanky, but no one can guard Joel Embiid. I'm sorry, but you have James Harden as well, Tobias Harris, D'Anthony Melton, Tyrese Maxey. Look, I think the Nets have a great future with Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson, but Joel Embiid is the MVP, and he is a beast, and he's coming for that title.
Yeah.
What was he? He was now the second year in a row. He's a scoring champ, right?
Yeah.
We have never seen a center score like this in Shaq. Think about that. Like, I'm not saying Joel Embiid is Shaq. I am saying we've never seen a center score like the way he did, like Joel Embiid is right now.
Yeah.
And I got to take that. I think they're feeling great. I do know what you're saying. It seems like Doc Rivers or Joel Embiid or something just weird and unexplainable happens to Sixers. But I don't know. Something's different. Joel Embiid's going to get his MVP. I think there's just a little better vibe going into the playoffs for this team than usual.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But one of the better playoff matchups, the the four seeded Knicks against the five seeded Cavs.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. It's four seeded Cavs or five seeded Knicks. My apologies. Cleveland's at home. Who do you have in this?
This is honestly my second favorite series.
That it's my second favorite also.
I mean, you have two teams that match up very well. Cleveland back up with Donovan Mitchell. The Knicks with Jalen Brunson are making their way up back.
With
Man.
with six man of the year Emmanuel quickly.
Yeah, it is tough because both teams are. Man, you know, both teams have shown that they can play very well,
Yeah.
but I think at the same time, I'm taking New York Knicks and
Oh wow.
7
Wow.
games. The Knicks were 3-1 in the series with Cleveland this year. I think obviously it'll be a lot closer. Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, Emmanuel Quickly, Quentin Grimes, those guys have been playing very well. RJ Barrett, another guy. I gotta go with the Knicks. Bing bong. I think they could win the series. I know some people may have their doubts, but going to MSG in the playoffs is like nothing you've ever experienced. And this is a Cavs team that does not have a lot of experience in those type of atmospheres. So I'll take 7 games in the Knicks' favor.
I'm going to take in in seven. I'll take Cleveland. Um, I just think Cleveland has more firepower.
Mm-hmm.
They obviously have a two-headed monster down front with Mobley and Jared Allen, and then you got to worry about the guards and Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell. I just think they have more firepower. Obviously, Donovan Mitchell has been here before. Uh, Jared Allen's been here before in Brooklyn. Uh, I just think, and plus, if it is a game seven, it'll be in Cleveland, and we both know the land's different in game seven situations. So I'll take in 7 games Cleveland.
All right. All right.
Okay. So did you want to move over to the West, or did you want to finish up the East bracket?
Well, I mean, I think we're both going to have the same prediction about who's going to advance the series.
Mm-hmm.
We both have the Bucks.
We both have the Bucks. Yeah,
that's all we need to say. The Bucks will be advancing.
Okay, so who would you have? Okay, so you would have the Knicks win. Who would you have, the Knicks or the Bucks?
The Bucks.
Okay, that's an easy one,
It's
especially if they get Middleton back in the second round.
yeah, I think that they can hang around, but when it
Mhm.
comes down to Drew Holiday and Giannis, Brooke Lopez,
Who might be Defensive Player of the Year?
yeah, I'll just say good luck.
Yeah, exactly. And then I will also be taking the Bucks, probably 5 games.
Yeah,
The Knicks might get, or in my case, Cleveland might get one at home.
yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to the Celtics and the Sixers. And guess what? I'm taking Celtics at 6.
My gut's telling me Celtics, but I'm taking the Sixers.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you,
You're the first person I heard that from.
I don't know. Like, I just have a different vibe with this team this year. I get it. Don't get me wrong.
People say it every year.
I know the Celtics and Sixers were very evenly matched throughout the year.
Playoffs, different atmosphere.
I just can't. When a team has three 20-point scores and the MVP, it's hard not to take that team. So I'm
Mm,
running Sixers and 7.
okay, 7. Okay, that's fair.
Close.
Okay. So in your case, you'd have the Sixers and the Bucks.
Yeah.
Don't even say it.
Who would you have?
Uh I'd have the Celtics.
Mhm.
So mine would be Celtics and Bucks.
I'm 76ers and Bucks.
Yeah, I would take the Celtics.
And I am taking the 76ers.
Oh my god. I'd have it.
Advance to the championship.
Oh wow. I'd have it in 7.
Yeah, same. But I have the Sixers going to
Wow.
the championship.
Oh
Ring
my.
the Liberty Bell. It's Philly's year. Even though they lose at every championship, they're making the
Wow.
championship though. Did
Wow.
I just make you cry?
No allergies, but that's wild. I didn't expect you to take them to the
All right,
championship.
let's go to the West.
To the West. So you had, who did you have getting the 8th seed?
The
The
Pelicans.
Pels. So who, the Nuggets and the Pels?
I'll take Nuggets in 6.
Oh, 6.
I think it's going to be a close battle, but the Nuggets will prevail. They're finally healthy, and I know Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. are really looking forward to this.
Yeah. I'd have the Thunder and the Nuggets. I'm going to take Nuggets in a sweep. I feel like they've been here before, Denver. They've been in the playoffs with this core. Just simply the Thunder haven't, and it's going to be slaughtering. But it's going to be, like I said earlier, it's going to be good experience for the Thunder. So let's talk about the 2 seed versus the 7 seed, the Grizzlies versus the Lakers. This is going to be a grit and grind series, in my opinion.
It is.
I feel like it might go 7.
I have the Grizzlies in 5.
Oh wow. Okay.
The Lakers aren't that good. Let's stop this chop. Like, LeBron ain't having it. No, Anthony Davis will probably get hurt. I don't see it. I got the Grizzlies. They're healthy. John Morant, another potential defensive player in Jaren Jackson, Dylan Brooks, whatever antics he's going to pull. I got the Grizzlies. I mean, I'm tired of people trying to say the Lakers and
Wow.
LeBron are going to make a run. No, it's not happening.
Damn. I will also take the Grizzlies, but I'll give it 6 instead. LeBron's gonna find that magic. He might have a 50-point triple double in one of the games. So you never know with LeBron.
Oh, I do know. That ain't happening.
So let's talk about the 3rd seed versus the 6th seed. With 3rd seed is Sacramento Kings, and the 6th seed is the reigning defending champions in the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah. Now this is the one we want to watch.
I'm going to take the Golden State Warriors in 6.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like their experience is just going to be too much for Sacramento. Sacramento's going to light that beam once at home, but I feel like they'll split series. It'll be 2-2 going into games 5, and then Golden State just takes over after that.
Now I understand both teams are in California.
Hmm.
What is the Warriors' road record? Carl?
It's awful. I know that.
11-30.
I was gonna say like 10, so
11-30.
that's wild.
11-30. Now, the Warriors did win the season series 3-1.
That's wild. I don't think it. There was a stat like no one,
You
no
want to know
one's ever
something,
won.
Carl?
Huh?
Want to know something?
What?
Like the damn beam.
Oh wow.
The Kings in 7. Game 7 is going to be in Sacramento, like the beam.
Oh wow.
And the Kings, look, I get it. They weren't supposed to be this good, but they are this good, and you have to accept it. And De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis are a great duo. I do believe that the Kings defense might be in some trouble, but at the same time, can the Warriors guard the Kings offense? So
Yes.
I got the Kings in 7, like that beam, baby.
Wow. Okay. And then the final first round matchup, Clippers Suns.
Hmm.
Who do you got?
I go with the Suns. If Paul George was playing, I could lean the Clippers, but give me the Suns in 6. I mean,
Is Paul George not playing at all?
I don't know. I don't think he is, but nevertheless, KD, Devin Booker. In my opinion, the Suns are the best team in the West. I mean, KD, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton. They haven't really been healthy. Obviously, that's a big if, but Paul George is out for game 1 as of now. Kevin Durant could be out as well, but Devin Booker is a beast, and we both know that the Suns can play really well in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Do they win it? No, but they do always somehow end up like the final 4 teams.
Um, I'm gonna take the Suns in. What do you say? 6? I'll take them 6.
That's 6.
I'll take Suns in 6 also.
Oh,
But like you said, the Suns have a four-head monster.
yeah,
So and really the Clippers only have Kawhi, and you don't know if he's going to be playing every game. So, and especially with you saying Paul George is out, I'm taking Suns in 6. So next up would be the Nuggets and the Suns, I think. Yes. Yes. So Nuggets, Suns, who you got?
I got the Suns in 6. Kind of just to go with my same point. I don't. I mean, I barely had the Nuggets making it out of the Pelican series,
Yeah.
but Devin Booker, who knows? They might rest KD in this first round unless they really need him. But I got the Suns. I think that they're just a really good team, and I know they really want to win this one. They've been there so many times, and they can just feel it.
Mm-hmm. Um, my my I'm gonna go Denver. I'm going Denver in 7. I think Jokic needs to. He's gonna put this whole thing on his back, and
Yeah.
I think he's gonna win 4 out of the 7 games. Jamal Murray's there, Michael Porter Jr.'s there. They don't have a lot more after that, but I think Jokic is gonna put this team on his back and take them to the conference championship. And then we have Grizzlies, and you had Sacramento.
I'll take Memphis.
Okay.
Fortunately, the beam won't light up anymore.
Oh.
But I got Memphis. They're a tough, gritty team, no matter if their antics on and off the court are trouble. I still will take them in 7 games. I think it'll be very close. John Morant and De'Aaron Fox will be a great matchup. But I just feel like Memphis is more deep, and they've got better guys that can really just take over a game.
Nice. So I have the Grizzlies and the Warriors. And remember they matched up last year and it was a crazy series. So guess what? That's the reason I took the Warriors. I want to see this rematch. But I want to see the Grizzlies beat out Golden State.
Yeah.
I want him to get their revenge. I want Dylan Brooks to talk all the shit he wants as Klay Thompson's putting up a 4. But I want the parade inside my city, yeah, to get to the conference championship.
Yeah.
So we both have, or no, I have Denver and Memphis. You have Phoenix and Memphis.
I'll go. I'm taking Phoenix.
Oh wow.
Ride this team. I think they're really good. You have two elite players. You have a point guard. I know he's old, but he still knows how to run an offense. And
Yeah.
DeAndre Ayton is still a good center. The depth is an issue, but if they stay healthy, it's really hard to bet against them.
Yeah.
And I got them in 6.
Wow. I'm gonna take Memphis. I'm gonna take Memphis in 7. I
Wow.
feel like this team's gonna be too gritty to get messed up by Denver and Jokic. So that I don't have any more words. So you have Phoenix and the Sixers, and I have Memphis and the Celtics.
Yeah.
Go ahead and go over yours first.
So if my prediction is true, this would be the 4th major sports team in Philadelphia to make the championship in the past year.
Oh wow.
The Philadelphia Union, their soccer team, made the championship, lost. The Philadelphia Phillies made the World Series, lost. The Philadelphia Eagles made the Super Bowl, lost. And the Philadelphia 76ers are going to make the NBA Finals and lose.
There we go.
I think there's a curse in Philly or something. You got 7 games. The Suns are. I just keep going. The Suns have been right there without Kevin Durant the whole time. Now they did have more pieces on the bench, but I mean, obviously it all stays with health. If Kevin Durant stays healthy, I just don't know who can really beat this team because you have 2 guys who can score at any place on the court. You have that point guard whose assist to turnover ratio is one of the best in the NBA still. And you have a good center, a guy who can score and also rebound the basketball. I think it'll be a gritty game with, Philly. I think both of those teams match up very well. You got Kevin Durant, James Harden going at it, in the NBA Finals. But at the end of the day, the Suns finally get over the hump and win themselves a finals.
Wow. Wow. Okay. How many games did you say?
7 games.
Wow. Okay. So I have Memphis and Celtics, both 2 seeds. And the parade is going to stop there. I think Boston is going to get their 18th championship for the town. I feel like they could have won it last year, but they didn't have the experience to do it against, at the time, the 3-time champion Warriors. I think they're going to run roughshod over Memphis because Memphis really hasn't been at this level of a stage yet. Boston has. I feel like that's going to put them over the top. I'm taking Boston in 5. Yeah. So 2 very different brackets for both of us, and we'll just have to wait and see what goes on. Playoffs start, the actual real playoffs start Saturday.
Yeah.
With Brooklyn and the Sixers at noon. So it's going to be very exciting. But let's move on. Let's move on to currently a sport that just got started for their season. The MLB. Jack, go ahead and talk about the White Sox for a couple minutes.
The injured White Sox. I don't know if I can.
As always.
I don't know if I can fill a couple minutes, but another injury, obviously. Tim Anderson now out 2 to 4 weeks. Yohan Moncada battling foot issues. He's day to day or back issues. I lose track. Eloy could be back anytime. The pitching has gotten better though, to say the least. Lucas Giolito just threw gave up 1 run in 6 innings, but the White Sox lost. They'd take only 1 out of 3 in Minnesota. 5-8 on the year. They'll welcome the Orioles at home for a weekend series. Obviously, a lot of frustrations for the White Sox. The injuries just don't stop. They always keep piling up, especially earlier in the year. And the guys are frustrated about it too. Nevertheless, I mean, this team won't do much if they can't stay healthy. This is a team that can do a lot if they do stay healthy. But you look at Dylan Cease, he's doing what he does best. Luis Robert off to a great start as always. But other than that, you're really searching for other bright spots because Aloy hurt, Tim Anderson hurt, Yohan Moncada's hurt, but he's not on the IL like Anderson and Aloy. So you look at that. I guess another point, glass half full mentality, is Oscar Colas, the rookie, playing very well. So you got to be happy about that. He's shown that he could be the everyday right fielder. Pitching, I mean, like I said, Cease, Clevenger has been decent. Lynn has been not that great. Giolito hasn't been great, but he did pitch one of his best performances today. And then Kopech coming off a season worst performance, or career worst performance, I should say, pitches a really good one against the Pirates. So it's just up and it's a teeter-totter, honestly, for the White Sox. And the totter won't stay up unless they stay healthy. So we'll see what they do. They've got the Orioles and the Phillies coming to town for, I believe, 7 games. So there's a lot that could happen. But nevertheless, I just got to stay healthy. It's a really brutal.
Yeah, it's a long season, so we're just getting started. So just got to take it at one game at a time. But on the Cubs side, we took 2 out of 3 against the Rangers, and then game just ended between the Mariners. But we lost this last game, but we did take 2 out of the 3 in the series. We are currently 6-5 on the season, and everything's going pretty good for us. Everyone's getting some good chemistry. The new additions, Hosmer, Bellinger, Swanson, Mancini, they've been helping us tremendously so far. They've really been showing why they wanted to come to Chicago and play for this team. Yesterday was a barn burner. They gave up 7 runs in the first 2 innings, but then in the 3rd inning they came back and got 8 runs in 1 inning. Ended up winning 14-9. You love to see it. It was windy out in Chicago, so that's why that was a factor in all of that. But I don't really have anything else to say. The pitching's doing okay. Stroman had his worst performance of the season so far, but I feel like if we just keep doing what we're doing now, we're gonna improve. Our pitching staff's young, so we just need time to develop there. We got a bunch of vets all around the infield and the outfield. Our top 3 prospects are all outfielders, so at some point we got to start bringing these guys up. I know Pete Crow Armstrong, he's gonna be ready probably next year. Kevin Alcantara, he got hurt in a minor league game, I think yesterday. So he's gonna be out for a little bit. But we just gotta stay healthy on the main roster and keep building what we're doing. Our next couple series are in LA against the Dodgers for 3, in Oakland for 3, and then the last time we'll see the Dodgers this year, unless we make the playoffs, back at home against them for a 4-game series next weekend. So it's an exciting time for Chicago fans right now. Or, my bad, Chicago Cubs fans right now.
Well, let's do our newest segment to the show. Every week, when we talk about baseball, we're going to talk about what is still the biggest surprise and also the biggest disappointment. I think last week we talked about the Rays being undefeated.
Yeah, still are.
And then, of course, I believe we also mentioned how the Pirates are playing well. And then I think the Phillies were one of the disappointments we talked about. But, Carl, what is the first surprise, or what is the number 1 surprise for you as we're 2 weeks in the season?
2 weeks in, I'm going to go with the same answer as last week. Tampa Bay still being undefeated, 11-0. First time in, 30 years that something like that has happened? Of course, they still play today, I think, unless they no, they haven't played yet today. Or I don't think they are playing today. Am I wrong? But
Rays? Yeah, they gotta play. I think they're playing the Red Sox tonight.
Okay. Yeah, they do. Okay, they play tonight. But yeah, it's crazy. No, how can you expect someone to go 9 or 11-0 the best run differential of all time in this stretch at plus 63. This is crazy. What do you think? What's your biggest surprise?
Well, I would have said the Rays as well.
Uh-huh.
You know, there's a team that no one's really believed in,
Uh-huh.
but they're in first place right now, Carl.
Oh, I know who you're gonna say.
It's the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yep, there you go.
First place in the NL West. They are winning games. They're a young, gritty team. Obviously, I don't think it will last, but for right now, 2 weeks in the year, I thought the Padres would probably be up like 4 games. But here are the Arizona Diamondbacks, first place in the NL West.
That is
So
shocking.
you gotta like that. That's surprising.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's your disappointment?
Um, Now is this personal disappointment or just in general?
It can be anything. I mean, I'm gonna keep it in general because
Okay,
we're talking about baseball as a whole.
I'll say disappointing for the whole league or just in general. The St. Louis Cardinals being 4-7 with the lineup they have
Wow.
with Arenado, MVP, Goldschmidt, that traitor Contreras, like it's shocking they're 4-7 and they have a negative run differential at -6. So I
Yeah.
feel like 2 weeks into the season, it's you got to get your feet under yourself. So it's it's shocking. It's disappointing too, but I feel like they'll figure it out at some point and put it all together. How about you? What's your most disappointing thing so far?
Although they just won a game, I don't know. I kind of expected the Mariners to be a little better than their record is right now. I thought they would really come in guns blazing and hot. I think
Yeah.
as of now, after their win, they're 5-8. So I mean, if they don't even win that game, it could have been 4-9. But 5-8 now. You know, I'm looking at this now and I see the Texas Rangers are 7-4, which kind of shocks me. But
Yeah,
I think both of us expected that, the Mariners. Did you pick the Mariners? You picked the Mariners, did you or no?
I did.
Yeah, you picked the Mariners. Obviously, very early, but still, you don't like to see that they're not doing the hot start. I know Robbie Ray is on the IL. Luis Castillo has done well for them. Jared Kelnick is heating up, and I think what everybody thought he was going to be, he is trying to be now because I think he has a 3-game home run streak and a 5-game RBI streak. But early in the year, a lot of time for them to fix their mistakes. But if you asked me this morning, what would the Seattle, or if you asked me, opening day, what would the Seattle Mariners record be Monday or Wednesday morning, April 12th? I would not have said 4-8. So that's my surprise or disappointment.
Yeah, understandable. Understandable. So that's that segment. We'll talk about it again next week, hopefully. But let's move on to what everyone's wanting. You know, come on. It's time for the Bears mock draft. 7 rounds with trades. I think we finally found the website we're gonna be using until the draft.
Yeah.
So, Jack, why don't you pull them up, see what we're working with? You can go first.
Oh, thank you. All right, I'll get to it. That's yours.
Oh, don't look at that.
That's mine. All right, so this is my mock. You
Oh
can
my.
make trades on here, and I did make trades. So this was the trade I made with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
Wow.
and this was the only one they accepted. I tried to get a first round next year instead of a second round. They wouldn't do
Uh-huh.
it, so I just did that. We've heard a lot of rumbles about the Bears trading back, and Darnell Wright seems to be their guy if it's not Paris Johnson. And Darnell Wright is a guy you can get, at that area in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
You can take him at 9, but he's not going to be picked at 9. I'll tell you that if it's not the Bears. Skronsky and Johnson will be picked, and Broderick Jones will be picked over Darnell Wright. But there has been a lot of uprising, comments, and his draft stock has increased in Darnell Wright. A lot of people have liked him. in his workouts, his senior day. So I think the Bears will trade back Tampa Bay at 9, possibly take a quarterback. So I have them taking Darnell Wright, and then you get the 50th pick. The Bears need edge rushers, and why not get the Notre Dame history sack leader in Isaiah Foskey? This guy was a beast his whole career at Notre Dame. I enjoyed watching him. I think that he could really be a well-versed player in the NFL. And one thing about Notre Dame is they produce great defensive players over the years. You look at Harrison Smith, Drew Tranquil, another guy who's done decent. Kyle Hamilton, one of the most, actually, I should say, most promising young players in the NFL. So I'm going to take Isaiah Foskey there. At 53, I'm going to take Josh Downs. Now, the Bears, do they need a receiver? No. But Josh Downs could be a first-round pick. And if you can get him in the second round, you should get him in the second round. And always important to notice, this is a simulated draft, so we just went off what other teams picked.
Yeah.
Let people know. So I would have Josh Downs there. I think he could be really nice fit for the Bears. And like I said, I know the Bears receivers not their number one position with DJ Moore now, but when you have a guy that's a first round talent, it's hard to pass that up. So then you go to my 61st pick. I have secondary DJ Turner from Michigan. I think the Bears really need a third secondary. I get it. They want to try a couple of young guys who played last year. Why not add DJ Turner to that mix? A guy played in the Big Ten, seen a lot of great quarterbacks, and he played some great ball down at Michigan. Now with the 64th pick, I got Cody Mauch, inside lineman from North Dakota State. I think you just keep getting guys in the old linemen. Will Mauch play day one? Probably not. But if he can battle, work his way up, and progress, then he can find himself a starting job with the Bears, and he could be a great piece. And then long break for the Bears. You go again on the edge. Andre Carter II. This is another guy you and I have kind of been popular picking in our mock drafts.
Yeah.
This is another guy who can be really good for the Bears. I think that he can really help. And it's not, the Bears need a lot of edges. It's not just you get one edge in the draft if it's early and that's it. And then that's why also I have Yaya Diaby from Louisville, another edge. I like I said, I don't think one edge or two edges is enough. I really think build an edge class full of young potential players, have them battle it out. Who's going to come up on top? So that's why I have, 3 edges and early picks.
Yeah.
Then 136, look, I'm against taking a running back early or in the middle draft just because we have 3 running backs right now. But Zach Evans at that pick is a great value. I've seen 2 of his games at Ole Miss because I bet on them to win. And he was a beast. I mean, breaking tackles, shifting defenders. So I think at 136, if Zach Evans is there, it's hard to pass that up. At 148, it's probably our most frequent player on our mock drafts, Moro Ojomo. I really like this guy, defensive line, Texas. You know how those Texas boys are. And I really think he'd be a key piece in the defensive line and can really, have a lot of potential. Then you go to our 2 last picks. Ryan Hayes, another tackle, Michigan University. We took Darnell Wright, so why not get another one that can, competition, backup depth. And then our last pick, Davis Allen at tight end. I don't think the Bears really need a tight end, but we know how much they like to have tight ends in terms of their run schemes and all those blockers. And Davis Allen played at Clemson, a big school, so I can see the Bears going there in the 7th round. Something I want to show is that in my thing, if I'm correct, Bryce Young went 21st
Whoa.
in the draft.
To the Chargers.
So
wait, hold on. Who did Houston take at 2 then?
Richardson.
Oh wow.
Well,
And then
I just want to remind everybody that these are simulated because literally Bryce Young is all the way over there.
Wow.
Bijan pick right there. Good one. But other than that, the Bears, and it looks like that they will pick at 9, but it's also very likely they'll trade back.
Yeah.
And that will due to the availability of a potential quarterback or maybe somebody sees. Now, if the Bears don't trade back, I don't think they pick an offensive lineman or tackle if they don't trade back. I believe if they don't trade back, they'll get an edge guy like Tyree Wilson or Miles Murphy. a secondary like I can't find him, Devon Witherspoon or Christian Gonzalez, or I hate to say this, but I can see it, Bijan Robinson. It's risky. I don't like it, but I could see the Bears doing it. I don't want it to happen, but
No,
I don't want it to happen. But I've seen a couple mock drafts, and that pick is getting more and more attention than usual. But I do,
at 9 to
but
the
my,
Bears.
but my belief is if the Bears don't trade back, they aren't taking a tackle. They're going to wait.
I can see that.
But that's why I think if they do trade back, it's an offensive tackle, no matter what. But if they don't, I don't think they will take a tackle.
Wow.
So that is my, what is this 4.0?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
4.0 for me.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Darnell Wright and Isaiah Foskey and Josh Downs are 3 new guys I'd never had before in my mind.
Yeah. Yeah. You
All
haven't
right.
had any of them before.
All right, Carl.
Okay, let's move on to mine.
For you. There you go.
Okay. So with mine sticking at 9, Jalen Carter fell at me. We've talked about it a lot. And I agree with Jack. If we stay at 9 at this point, I don't think we're taking the offensive lineman. I mean, that could change next week, but right now, I don't think it's going to happen. At 53, Joe Tipman fell there, so we need offensive linemen. He's more of an interior guy, but these guys can move anywhere if you fucking train them right. At 61, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I'm spacing. At 61, I had Isaiah Foskey, just like Jack did. Notre Dame all-time leader in sacks. We need an edge guy. Luke Weipler at 64, the center that I keep taking from Ohio State. We need big boys from big conferences. Let's keep that going. At 103, pair up Foskey with Zach Harrison from Ohio State again. Big boy. 136, my bad. We take our first corner in the draft at Caillou Blue Kelly. He played at Stanford. You can't be a schmuck playing at Stanford. And then I made a couple trades that popped up. I didn't make them. They were offered to me. I don't remember exactly what I got from them, but I think I got I traded a 3rd rounder for a 4th and a 5th. So I think that's where the Dwayne McBride pick and then later on the Ronnie Bell pick came from. But I think we're still going to take a running back, even though we have 3 on the roster right now. He's going to be more of a Tyreek Cohen specialty. Get in the open field, make some moves, try to get some extra yards. Then offensive linemen. If you can tell, in the next 5 picks, I've taken 3 linemen. You also had Ryan Hayes out of Michigan, I think a little later than I did. But like I said, we need offensive linemen, and you can find some really good ones late in the draft. With 214 from another trade, I took Ronnie Bell, just another specialty guy. Hopefully, can make the roster. At 218, cornerback Alex Austin, just to see what's going on there. We need a 4. Hopefully, he pairs up well with Blue Kelly. And then 231, Jackson Kitlin from Washington. I after I did this a couple hours ago, I looked him up. He's a big motherfucker. So we need big motherfuckers. And then with the second to last pick in the draft, 258, I took offensive tackle Carter Warren out of Pittsburgh. To be honest, didn't look him up. He looked good there. But that is my 4.0 Bears mock draft.
So we'll have 2 more Bears mock drafts.
2 more until the end.
We'll have 6.6 Bears mock drafts by the time they pick.
Well, next week is our first round.
Well, we'll do both.
Oh, we'll do both next week?
Yeah, we'll do both.
Okay.
I mean, with the NFL draft coming up, we got to stay consistent with the mock drafts.
Okay.
Obviously, not much happening. I think one thing we can obviously talk about, which could impact the draft, is Odell Beckham. Now,
absolutely,
with the Ravens,
1 year, 15 mil, up to 18 mil.
Does Big Truz stay?
Yeah, that's the question. Still, no one is offering him a contract, Lamar, and that's very telling right now. It could be collusion. It could be they don't want to spend the two first rounders. They
Yeah,
don't want to spend the guaranteed money because do you know how guaranteed money works? That
you get the
once
money. You just get the money no matter what.
no, you don't. No, they so you say he signs a 5 year 250 with 250 guaranteed. They have to put that in the bank and they can't touch it for the whole
Yeah,
contract. So that's how guaranteed money works. You have to put that in the bank and have it liquid to to have
you
to give
still
it to
get
him.
it though. That's the thing.
Yeah, he still gets it, but it's paycheck, whatever. But they have to put that in when they sign them
Yeah,
because with not guaranteed money, they don't have to put it in the bank. They can just keep it until they have to pay them.
yeah,
So that's the biggest thing I think because Watson that the Deshaun Watson contract just destroyed it all because they gave him fully guaranteed. It's all sitting in the bank right now, just waiting for him to get it. So I don't think he's gonna get fully guaranteed. I think he'll sign a 5 year, 5, 6, 7 year contract for I don't even know how long or for how much. Maybe 300 million with 100 million guaranteed, maybe
yeah.
because he's injury prone.
Hmm.
So I don't think he doesn't deserve fully guaranteed. I will say.
Yeah.
What's your take?
I mean, I think he will stay with Odell coming. I believe that that's why the Ravens signed him. I think maybe they had discussions with them and said, "Hey, if we bring in Odell, would you want to stay?" I think that there are still a lot of ground to make between the two sides, but I feel like Odell helps that ground gained more. But I think he will be signed. At the end of the day, he wants to just play football. At the end of the day, the Ravens just want to win a Super Bowl. I think the two sides will come together. I know Odell will definitely be helping with like pitches or just trying to convince him to stay. So I mean, I believe your contract is kind of similar to what mine would be with Lamar. But final talking point of the day, kind of a quick one. Will there be an NFL draft trade or NFL trade by the next time we record a podcast? Because Devin White on the Buccaneers has requested a trade,
Did
and we're getting closer to the NFL draft. Do you think a trade will be made by the time we film another podcast? So
well,
six or
here's
seven,
the thing.
6 7 days.
Yeah, I saw that report, but the Bucks don't want to trade him,
Yeah.
and I think they're going to do. Devin White's a top 10 lineman or linebacker in the league, right? You'd say.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they want to. I think they're going to hold on to him. I feel like it's just a money thing. I think it's going to be like a Roquan Smith deal, and we have good experience with that. I think if he does get traded, I think it'll be in the middle of the season to a AFC team. So I do not think a trade's going to happen.
I think a trade will happen.
Yeah.
I believe with things heating up, things getting closer, that something could stir up and happen. Now, whether it's Lamar, Devin White, Jeffrey Simmons, maybe. I mean, that could be rare. You never know. But trade, like a draft
But
day
he
trade.
just signed an extension, so
Yeah,
he's not
but
going anywhere.
you never know. That might be a sign and trade deal.
Maybe,
No,
maybe.
but nevertheless, I do think one will happen. I think it's we're due for one. We had the whole
Yeah,
hype train with the Bears that happened almost a month ago, but
which is wild.
I think it's time for another trade. It doesn't even have to be from the Bears. I just think another trade is due.
Uh huh.
Potentially, we will see one the next time we talk.
Maybe,
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 maybe.
maybe. You never know. But I think that was another episode of the Shy City Boys.
I mean, it was. I don't think you have to
It
pay. I mean, it
it
was.
was, And that was
The record button was hit, so
it was another episode. Hopefully it gets uploaded. But of course, I'm Carl Liza. With me as always, Jack Thiel, and we'll be back with you next week.